The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Tuesday, the 13th of January. I always love this day, January the 13th. We got a minus 282 at 49,305, having just missed an all-time high. So our most recent long, we still a number of positions on the long side for the Dow and the UD or W 3 times long. The latest one was on the 24th of that was the 24th of November of last year. We're just taking a little bit off this morning before the open. I wanted to do that. I figured we were kind of overbought. And one of the reasons is I think regardless of whether the market has been moving up the last few days and all-time highs in the Dow. Look at this. Let me just finish this up. All-time highs in the Dow, all-time highs in the S&P yesterday, and just missed it today. I didn't type that in. So yesterday's high was 69.8633. 69.8633. Let me put that in. 86.33. Yeah. And we've got a leg. I've called this a leg F, but actually we could have recycled. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying that this is where I'm into. Look at this. In the weekly chart, you've gone to peak A and then a very slightly higher high, all-time high turned out to be 4 weeks ago. I call that a G/B, saying I believe it's a B, but it doesn't matter because if it pulls back, the very next candle confirms it and says, aha, leg C, and there it is. And what we've got is just a slightly higher high. If this week starts to pull back into Friday, I look at this and I'm saying you're going to all-time highs, and then over a period of 4 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, over a couple of months, you've barely made any progress. You're using up. Look, the MACD's weak. The retro strength is less than it was before. Stochastic's fabulous at 88%. On balance volume's a little bit overbought. So the 9 is over the 14. There's some really good indicators, but you aren't using that to spiral higher. You just says, you know what? Getting a little tired doesn't mean to say you have to break down, doesn't have to say anything other than getting a little tired. Okay, monthly chart's still fabulous. Let's go to the QQQ. And what did it do? It failed to make a new high, but it did break above the high of a few days ago and the high of December the 10th, which is at 629.21. So this is now an overlapping peak B at 629.21. There was another one a little lower down that was also peak B at 627.94. And today's high is 629.47, not much higher. But that's important because I now have a leg C, and the high of 629.47 took out that one. So this is an overlapping wave and says there should be high highs and you should get to a D. That's the Chapman methodology. And this is the high that we need, is 637.001. Can you believe, with all the fuss that's going on, with a slide from 637 October 29th down to the November 21st, less than a month later, you're down at 580, and then you spring back and you go to 621, and you make this Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. Now the price is trying to push above. We'll see if that can hold. I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, you're getting a little tired. You've taken November, December, and a part of January, and you could not make 637.01. It says that you're getting a little tired. All right, let's go to the SMHs. The SMHs right now, semiconductors, where the semis go, the market generally goes. Semis made an all-time high, leg E. I'm calling that right now. And look at the weekly chart, breakout, very nice. Van Eck Semiconductor ETF, leg B, huge leg B in the monthly chart, but the month is not finished. So we'll see what happens. So 393.86, fabulous move. Now it's 391.45, just a little bit lower. Day's young. We'll see where we close. I said to subscribers, I know the market's ignoring it, but it can't. Tomorrow is a very important day with tariffs. You need some clarification one way or the other. That's all. And to rally into it is a little bit, I think it's a little arrogance. That's all. All right. So let's go on now. This is going to be important. Where's gold? Gold right now is up 17. A very nice action, all-time high today of 4644.0. I've got this as a leg B. I really should do this. It has to be, because that 9-period moving average didn't go negative. This could just be a continuation pattern. So in the Chapman methodology, to be safe, I call this an F/B. It just clarifies everything. It says F, you've got to be a little careful. B says every single pullback you want to buy. Where are we? Well, the MACD is good. The 9's over the 14. The stochastic is not as good. It's at 75%. It started to weaken a little bit, but the on-balance volume is good. And the weekly chart is in a strong leg breakout from the 34.60 level from back in October. This is a very nice move to the upside in gold. And continuing, because there's uncertainty in the world. Silver is trading at up 3.5 at 88.63, all-time high. Just what a breakout. Now it's becoming a little bit, I still don't consider this to be parabolic. Some of us who go back years, I'm trying to think what that stock was. It was a game company way back. And everybody was piling. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We know what vertical is. Vertical is getting there, but it's not there yet in the silver contract. At some point, the silver contract is going to take a breather. But until then, it just seems to be determined to look like a rocket. Let's go to GDX. GDX right now is trading up, all-time high at 97.40, up $1.71. Very nice leg. E in the daily chart, E in the weekly chart, and a G/C in the no, that's a brand new G/C in the monthly chart. Very, very strong. There was a question I had. Where do I get it? Let me just do that now. Tesla, I don't want to forget it. I'm sorry, I didn't get to it yesterday. Someone said, I'm long Tesla. What do you think of it? I didn't have a chance to do anything yesterday, or either that or I forgot. But the 9-period moving, it still hasn't crossed positive on this pullback, but the on-balance volume gave you a nice V-shaped turnaround from the low that was made at 424.37 was the low on the 8th of January. It's up $1.67 today at 450.51. The weekly chart is still very strong, peak E. So I would just say, if there is a pullback, this entire candle from Monday with a low of 438.00, round number, and a high of 454.30, I would just say that if you're very short-term long, that's one thing. It goes 444. If it closes under 444 between now and Friday, that's just going to say the 9-period moving average hasn't got enough strength to go positive. Be careful. It's just going to go sideways. But if somehow or other today, later on, I don't know if it can do it, but if later on there's kind of a burst of buying and Tesla is involved, if it can take out the high of yesterday, which was 454.30, that would be really positive. But right now, I think it's doing very nicely, but it hasn't broken out to the upside. I'll be back in a moment. Down 343.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Yeah, let me just finish this so that I had a question about it. So this is the E-mini. That big spike was almost like an Eiffel Tower spike. And let me just get to this. I'll show you each time frame. Look, here is the, I did it in a different chart altogether. This is a single leg A to the upside, right? On the economic news. And then it starts to pull back. And then it has a rally and it fails. So that's the 1 minute chart. But look at this. This is it's out of the 2, and we'll go to the 5 and the 10 minute charts. Here's a big spike to the upside off the 200 period moving average. It goes away from the tootling along at the 7,004 level. Suddenly it screams and it goes to 730. Look at this. It goes to 730. I should know the number. I was looking at all. 736.25. And then it pulls back. The 9-period moving average is still strong, and it rallies. It goes to another A, and it fails, comes down, makes a dreaded H pattern. And here it is, down at the 69.92 level. Look what happened. It went right through the 200-period moving average, held it for 4 bars, tagged it, and then whoops, came down. Look what happened to the 200-period moving average after that single leg to the upside peak E. This is not Technical Friday, so I can't discuss the down arrow and the little red caret at the top. But this pulled back very sharply. Now, I think we're getting to the 10.20 over there. We're 10.19. So 10.19 is usually where we see new players come in. And let's just see what happens here. We're trying to find some kind of a base. You got the 9-period moving average it's still pink under the 14. The MACD is trying to cross positive. It is close. It hasn't done it yet. The stochastic is down at 9%. Now it's 10%. The on-balance volume is, look at that blue line, is double bottoming. I'm really watching it. Why? Well, first of all, because I'm working really hard at trying to program this automatically. I'm working on the upside first and not working on the downside. And believe me, what I do in one visual blink of an eye, can take 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours to program, even with the program working at micro lightning speed. All right, so this is what we're looking at. If there's going to be a turnaround, it has to happen right now. It's 69.93. Dow's down 336. S&P is down 23. S&P futures are down 25. Just struggle. What you want to see by 10:23. We're at 10:21 right now. 10:23. You want to see 69.96 to 97 on the E-mini. Let's see if that's going to happen without a new low. We'll follow that. Okay, just for fun. Okay, so NAT is Nordic American Tankers. I've had it on my list for subscribers for a couple of days. Well, forever, but just the last couple of days, I really wanted to get in. And I just wasn't sure where, because it kind of spikes to the upside. A couple of days, it did give you a pullback before you needed to get in. But right now, from yesterday's close to today's open, it's already up 3.9. It's at 4.02. It's up 0.06. Nordic American Tankers. Remember, we were looking at crude oil. There's not 100% direct relationship, crude oil and these the drillers and the deliverers, the shippers, etc. But if crude oil is going up, believe me, these things should be helped. All right, crude oil is now up $1.69 at 61.20. I'll get back to that in a moment, but I did want to show you a couple of things. I can't remember. Yeah, I did that. I didn't do the TLT. TLT is trading down. It's unchanged. 87.67. So the TBT is where? It is arching over, but it just doesn't want that 200 period moving average is like a magnet. It won't let go. It doesn't let it break to the upside for long. It doesn't let it go down for long. It keeps coming back to 34.58. That's the level that we're looking at. So now what I want you to do is, okay. Yeah, let me just do this because it's really important as far as I'm concerned. There's a rotation going on. The rotation has been really important. You've gone from deep cyclicals that were out of favor to deep cyclicals that are in favor. At the same time, I looked at them and I'm thinking, they're getting a little toppy. And the irony is that a lot of them were in the Dow. They're not in the Dow right now. I mean, it's an amazing thing how the Dow has changed. It's just a different makeup altogether. Let me just run this quickly to tell you the Dow right now. So Goldman Sachs made an all-time high 7 sessions ago, and it's struggling. It's now down 12. It's at 937.01, but it hit 957. Let me just see what it was. I can't remember. I heard it on the news. 961.69. 961.69. And now I have to look and say 961 point. Is there any chance that there was an alternate count? Well, not really, because look, here's the low. It's 754, round number low on the 20th of November. There was another reason why I wanted to add to the Dow, because I said, you know what, it's a good sign that if you get a rally from that round number, and a couple of days, that was when we went long as well. So now what we're looking at is peak A, peak B, didn't double top and it didn't make any change there. And now it's a peak C. I've been through this a couple of days now. It's a peak C. It should get to a D at 961.70, and that'll be an all-time high. So that's Goldman Sachs. All right. Now what I want you to show you is this. The XLF made a peak E 2 weeks ago in the 56 area. Let me put the exact number, because I think that this is a 2-bar reversal, Chapman Wave 2-bar reversal, 56.51 on the 5th of Jan and 56.52 on the 6th of Jan. That was a peak E, and we've got a Chapman Wave 2-bar reversal at a peak E, and now I'm looking at it at 54. I mean, what do you think? This is a big deal? It is a big deal. Look, there's a Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone. And now we're pulling back. That's what this does. It's like I call it a repellent zone because you need to break it to become a propellant zone. Or if it's at the bottom, it should be a propellant zone. So this war is a warning to me over the last couple of days that I've got to be a little careful. And you remember, I've had this, I wonder where it is. Have I got it? Yes, I have. I've had this for ages and ages and ages, and I've said I'm following this because it broke to all-time highs. This is the pink monthly chart of the S&P Select Financial ETF, making an all-time high, together at the exact same month as the blue S&P 500. So all I can say is I've got to treat this. I call it an ETF. I need to call it the Spider Fund. That's its name. It irritates me seeing it the wrong here. Spider. Oops. Or I can just say fund. Okay. So it's the same thing, but I'm calling it a fund. All right. I'm watching this closely. Why? Because if the S&P and the financial, if the S&P and the select S&P financial ETF come down together, where they stop, do they stop together? This is what they've done each time. Look at this. This is the most correlated chart that I've done this for decades, and I've tried to find correlation. I've put the TLT together. I've put all sorts of stuff. Finally, I said, you know what? I've always said financials, if the financials are strong, it should help the market. When financials are weak, it should hurt the market. And I found this chart, and it is the correlation is unbelievable. So with that said, I'm saying the Dow's down 372, the S&P's down 30. Caution is the watchword.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So let me just go through this. You know, we were looking at the bars. You see this in a 1 minute chart. Look at the 9-period moving average. Look how strongly negative it was underneath the blue line. Now it's getting closer and closer. Look at the on-balance. That was the pink 9-period moving average. Look at the MACD, how it turned up. Look at the stochastic, how it turned up. Look at the relative strength here that it turned up. But the on-balance volume is not confirming just yet. It needs to be strongly higher, and it's not yet. I think it's going to move there, and I would not be surprised if after all this we went through that 10-20 period. Now it's 1032 to 1037. That's going to be important because if the market, the Dow's down 329, that's a big move down, 0.67%. The S&P is down only 0.36%, the minus 25 at 69.52. So I'm just watching this closely. The surprise move, not for us, we were anticipating some kind of a pullback. The surprise move for a lot of people is that the market moved up yesterday when it should have moved down, and then it moved up, and we had someone in the den saying, the S&P should be down 100 points. That was yesterday, I said. Well, this S&P is holding pretty darn well. So as it stands right now, what I am going to say is that within the context of where we are and what we're doing, a little oversold right now, very short term. How the market handles the next, I would say, 10 points, either down or up in the E-mini is going to tell us whether the damage has been done for this part of the morning. Then there's going to be a rally that says, okay, everybody thinks that everything's over, and whether or not between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, the Dow is coming back strongly, and the S&P, which is now down 25, is really down only 8 points or so, and it could even go positive, or whether we're going to get another selling spree waiting for tomorrow's news, and that's a tariff. I don't think at this point, I'm not sure that it can be just a nothing. They've taken long enough that they're going to have to make some statements. You know that they're going to be mixed statements. You're going to have some parties that are going to be very much against whatever it is, and some parties are going to be for whatever it is. That's just the nature of politics. Even though you're talking about judges, they're still politicians. So, all right, let's get back to our story. I don't want to waste time on stuff that's irrelevant to the market. At this point, it'll be relevant tomorrow, and we'll deal with that. So in the meantime, and I don't even know what time it comes out. So look at this. Here's this is grayscale Ethereum. It's up today, 46 cents at 29.77. It's not a great-looking chart. That 200-period moving average, 31.07 resistance, is just very strong. Well, 29.78 to 31.07 is a nice percentage move. It's got to do something like that very soon, because look at Bitcoin, also struggling away. It's up 1,400 right now. Just in this environment right now, what was working could switch. So it means to me that if anyone's, and I had a couple of questions over the last 2 days, when do you think the Bitcoin is going to be ready for a move? I would say right now, you've got the opportunity. I'm not sure yet, because the 9-period moving average is strong, the MACD is strong, that relative strength is just okay. Stochastic's very weak at 57, and the on-balance volume is not good. So all I can say is that my rule with the 914 is that if it's strong, is giving you good support. So I'm just going to suggest that, yes, if you're interested, you could have a nibble there. If it's Ethereum, 93,110 is the Bitcoin futures continuous contract price. Right now, up 14.50, and Ethereum is trading at 29.80, up 49 cents. just at this very moment, Bitcoin looks a little stronger than Ethereum, but I'm just saying they kind of moved together, and they've been very lackluster. I'm just saying with this market, if gold actually, I don't know what's going to do it, gold actually starts to pull back with silver over the next 3 to 5 sessions, I think that's going to give the traders a chance to say, oh, well, maybe now you can get a decent rally in Bitcoin. I don't know what the relationship is, but that's kind of the way I would look at it. All right. So with that said, okay. All right. So we've got that. Let's just see. Did the E-mini move? Right there. Oh, that's very nice. Good. And the 9-period moving average. See, this is what you want. You want to see the 9-period moving average cross positive. You want the nice stretchiness in the MACD. You want stochastic to give us almost like this is almost like a Chapman wave squash where it goes from the single digits, and in 5-6 bars, it's now at 89%. That is buying pressure. I like that. All right, good. So we'll see what happens. Good reason to have a click to the long side just now. Meantime, back at the ranch, what we're looking at is, all right, I don't want to waste time with that. A lot of people are looking at, so what's going on in the different stocks? I've written down a bunch. So spoke about Tesla, had a question about GE. Is it still, you still like it? Yes, we like it. We've added to it, and it's doing very nicely today. It's up 233 at 326.56. Had an all-time high of 332.79. That was on the 6th of January. And now it's trying to catch up to the ugly bar. On the 8th, it goes from 330, opens at 330.15. That was also the high, and it slumps down to 310 and then closes at 314. So yes, this is looking very good. So thank you, Dan. I hadn't got to high-grade copper. It was next on my list. High-grade copper trading at 6.02, down just 0.009. It's doing very well. Remember, this is going to be the resistance area. Then Dan says, Dan from New York says, yep, TGB hit 6.59 P-market on news, and now it's trading at 6.45. Really nice action. So I'm not going to mess around with this. I like it. I've had it on the list, like in the Nordic American. I've had it on the list for subscribers. Still haven't got TGB. We've had it every year. We've had it at least for a little bit. This year, nothing. At least this year is January. We haven't had anything yet, and it's doing beautifully. This is Seiko Mines. It has a target. I had an expanded Fibonacci move some time ago to 6.77. I don't know if it's going to do that. I drew it in. It's almost there. 6.77 is a 6.54. I mean, really. This is good action. All right, so we don't want to go right now. I want to go to the next step, which is did that. The IYT. Look at this. IYT. I haven't updated it for a little while. Yep, I haven't updated it. This is leg C goes to peak C, and now you've got your D. Leg D, another reason to say, all right, just a little temporary break, pullback. This is the transportation index. Leg E in the weekly chart. And only a leg C in the monthly chart. As we go to the break, what did I want to do? IYM, the materials. Let's see what we've got for that. All-time high as we speak. Unbelievable. iShares Basic Materials ETF. I'll be right back. Dow's down 237. S&P is down 21.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Yeah, so it's really important that the IYM, the iShares Basic Materials ETF, is at an all-time high. Had a question, can I look at do I think that the IYT is topped out for the year? No. It's only in leg C in the monthly chart. I think it still goes higher. Even if it pulls back, it should go higher. Next question came in. Could I look at the TLT? Well, the TLT is the 9-period moving average has started to improve. The MACD is improved. The rate of strength is improving. The stochastic has gone from really pathetic at 20% to 60%. That unbalanced volume has me a little bit worried because there was a huge volume spike with that big green candle, but it didn't take out the left side high, and the unbalanced volume kind of dipped after that. So what I would like to see is that this is actually only a trough, leg B, maybe a trough B in the weekly chart. What I would like to see is that there's this pattern right here. Let me just draw it in. It's making itself very clear. I didn't draw it in because I said, I want to give it time for it to mature. It hasn't quite matured yet, but you see the way it's arching, cupping? Look at that. That's very important. So what do I need to see in the TLT? I need to see a spike into the 89, probably 88.30 would be fine, 88.35 to 88.50 area, and I think it needs to do it by Friday. So I'm just watching this very closely saying, yep, you've got this whole cup formation, and the pink 9-period moving average could very well, if it goes to 88.30, could very well turn green. That's what you really want to see. And then what we're looking at is the TBT will be doing the exact opposite. It'll instead be arching over and getting away from that pink 9-period, the orange 9-period moving average. So that needs to get to 34.13 quite quickly, this is TBT, the inversion, 34.51. This is the ultra short limit 20-year Treasury ETF. It needs to be moving not up, into the 3480s, 35s, needs to be moving down into the lower 34s, 34.51 right now. Next question came in, Dow. So this is Dow Chemical, DOW. And the irony of the whole thing is that the Dow Chemical isn't the Dow. So I've been speaking about this for a little while with subscribers. I said that these chemicals are doing very nicely. In fact, I had a whole thing that I did a couple of days ago, an analysis, a very detailed analysis of also a chemical company, had a kind of similar chart to this. And I think this is very important. This is part of the deep, the innards of the American economy. And if these things are moving, it takes a while for the chemical companies. First of all, they have to be sure that they're getting enough orders in to really commit to the expense of doing whatever it is with the machinery, etc. And when they finally do it, there's a slow breakout, and that's what we're looking at in the weekly chart. So I like it a lot at 26.89, the 27.31 200 period moving average could be a little bit of a resistance, but this is the cup formation. So there's a little bit of an aggravation here because it's more like the rectangle. But within the rectangle formation, what do you have? You have a successful Chapman wave H pattern. Look, there's the H pattern. And it tests twice. Let's make it this one right here, which then becomes a very positive cup formation. You need a little imagination because it's more like a rectangle, cup formation breakout. And remember, a narrow rectangle formation at the low very often breaks to the upside. You can have a measured move to the upside. If I had a little fulcrum, if I had a hinge right there, I'd swing this door, open it like that. So I would say 28.30 to 29 would be my target by the beginning of February for Dow Chemical. I had another one. I don't have to do that. So that was the question, and the answer is yes, it's looking really positive. If not, just a little bit overextended on the short term. So I would have steps. I'd go right in now at 26.98, just get my foot in the door. Really, you want not too deep a pullback, 26.30 to 25, to the 200, no, to the 9-period exponential moving average of 25.58. Between 26.30 to 25.80. If it's just a brief pullback and then it starts going back to 26.80, that's exactly what you want. Nibble here, and you can add on dips. I like it. The weekly chart, I didn't even do that. Peak A, peak B, peak C, it's in leg D. Look at this. But it's a breakout leg D. That's very different to extending. Coming off a bottom, you always get Ds. It's not like it's such a special thing. In fact, you have to get Ds, otherwise you're not going to go much higher. So this is not an overlapping way. That's a D right there. I like it. Hope that helps you. Yes. Yes to Dow Chemical, DOW. Next question was NVIDIA. You see, I never had courage to do this. I wouldn't say courage. It took more than courage. It took more than gumption. It took a lot of analysis in the sense that you had to figure out what the erosion was at the end of every day if you got one of those two times short positions. And I spoke about this right at the top. I said, you know what, if I had I would go for NVDD. That's down. And look, NVDD, look what you would have done. Or we get this back again. Look at this. It's very hard to be successful going short in these particular markets. Big deal. So you get in at 37.50 and it's trading at 38.91. Woohoo! But I had spoken about it way there. Would have got stopped out probably on the bounce there. And then down here, that's one thing. But look at this. It should be much, much higher because look, NVIDIA has taken quite a beating from its all-time high of 211.34 back in November, end of October, beginning of December. And make that red right there. Okay, so So the question was NVIDIA, and the answer is it's made a peak E in the last iteration of the move up. And it's just struggling. And I just suspect that it's going to, look, it's got an H pattern there. It's got another one forming here. It's just stuck. And that's what I said. I think it's stuck between about right now, between 198, maybe 200. on the upside and probably 176-ish on the down, just stuck. A stuck stock is a stock to ignore. All right. Next question came in, and it was, where did it go? Spy information. Okay. Yes, I answered that IYT. No, I don't think it's tough for the transports. Oh, jets. That's right, jets. So I don't think transports have topped for 2006 because it's only in a leg C in the weekly chart, monthly chart, and it should go to at least a D. JETS, the U.S. airline index, so made an all-time high. Just no. Check first. I forgot about that high that was made back in 2017. The high was January of 7 years ago. The jets, the U.S. Global Jets ETF, U.S. Airlines, hit 34.75. Had a little bit of a pullback, a little double bottom down at the $11.29 area. I've got the left side, right side price time match, and it did get to exactly what we wanted. It was 28.98 was the high of March of 2021, and the high last month and this month so far is in the 29.59 area. It's doing well.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi folks, we're back. Let me just finish the notation here. I'll be back to this in a second. Kennametal. All right, the question first came in on this one here is Dawn. This is day one. Biopharmaceuticals trading at 11.03, down 30 cents. It had a high today of 11.65. Leg C in the daily chart. Leg D in the weekly chart. If Kennametal can get to 12.20, then the 200-period moving average of 12.62 will become a magnet. The monthly chart, a lousy-looking chart, but this is the first time you can actually see a green. Well, it's not even halfway into the month. All I can say so far, it's a nice big green candle. It is a biopharmaceutical, so be careful. This gap, in this particular instance, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the gap from yesterday going to the 1040s, it's going to be tested. But in the meantime, the trajectory is higher. It's looking very good. The stochastic in the weekly chart is only at 59. I'd love to see it get to 80%. That'll be putting this thing in the 13s. It's looking very good. And the other one was Kennametal's, KMT, I believe is the symbol. Am I right? Yes. Kennametal, Inc., trading at 33.50, up 278. I didn't have a chance to do the daily. The weekly chart is in leg E. This is really strong. This is the same sort of thing. Good action. Breaking out in the monthly chart over the July high. I like it very much. 32 to 31 is key support right now. It's at 33.50. Looking very good. Congratulations. Good eye on that one as well. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap it up. We're not. We're going to go to Steve Rhodes. So there was a little bit of a pullback in the E-mini. Look at this. It's heading towards 7,005. This is a peak A. Yeah, this is a leg C. Very nice. I like that very much. And leg B in the 5-minute chart and leg B in the 10. Yeah, I think 7,005. If by 7,006 is the 200-period exponential moving average resistance, if any time between now and the next hour and a half, it can get to 7,022, that'll be a good sign. I think you might have seen the low of the day, at least for now. Have a great one. Check out my opening call.